It's gonna be more than 4 something.
From what I remember, it's just a losing memory.
I'm just kinda curious what it's gonna be now. And one thing you guys gotta be, this is like off the record, but one thing you gotta think about is the efficiency of that building after you get it repaired, because it's, the layout isn't prospective to do business as far as I'm concerned.
I'd like to officially call this meeting of the Seneca County Board of Commissioners to order for Tuesday, May 12th. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Commissioner Solar, would you lead us in prayer?
Dear Lord, please give us the strength and the wisdom to do not only your will, but to make the right decisions for the residents of Seneca County. And dear Lord, since we are such an agricultural community, grant us good rains and sun so that the farmers can have a good harvest this fall. In your name, amen.
Amen.
I'll have the signing of the journal, and I'll accept a motion to approve the DVD recording from the board session of Tuesday, May 5th, and the index.
So moved.
Seconded.
A motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Approved, thank you. All right. Adjustments to the agenda. Does anybody have any adjustments they want to make to the printed agenda? Anything to add? New business, old business, otherwise?
I have an additional resolution for the new fund request for the Joint Justice Center. That'll be under new business. And then didn't know if you wanted to revisit the wind bill.
We can, although since David Zapp wasn't able to come, he's
talk
made
about
some
that.
more contacts and he wants to update us on what he's got, but
Okay.
unless you two have, I have
Yeah,
not.
I didn't quite understand his email. It was almost like there's no problem with us supporting it, or,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
just like to hear more than that, but
Yeah,
basically,
yeah.
he didn't see that it put Seneca County at any risk by supporting it, but I guess, so we can wait on.
from what I understand, they tabled that in committee or something right now? Is that where it stands at down in the state?
I just seen Julie's emails that said they initiated House Bill 190, I think is what it was.
Yes, that sounds right, but I don't have that in front of me.
We need David to come in and really.
Yeah, I'd like to hear his update. So we will.
An expert on hot air.
Anything else to add?
Only one person I know here that is.
Oh, we probably should do that. How about roll call? Sorry, I jumped right over that. We're all here.
Commissioner Stacy,
Here.
Commissioner Zoller,
Here.
Commissioner Kirschner.
Here.
Now we're officially here. Then old business, and we've got on here online voter registration.
Well, Madam President, I am about the same place I was the last time. I did talk to both Representative Reineke's office and Senator Burke's office, and they are, I guess, for lack of a better word, neutral. They wouldn't object if we passed a recommendation to do it, and they wouldn't object if we did not. So I guess it's up to this board to decide whether or not we want to pass a resolution supporting online voter registration with the information I gave last session.
And that was the Secretary of State's office that was kind of, their
Secretary.
representative was asking for support.
Secretary of State Houston is trying to push this. They do have 25 counties. Again, to reiterate, that have approved it at last count, and the County Commissioners Association of Ohio has also endorsed it according to what I've been told. I don't know that to be a fact. I've been told that.
And again, the projection, if anything, could save some money.
10 grand.
So, two things, that the projection was that it would save Seneca County somewhere in the range of $10,000 by virtue of historical online voter registration as opposed to in person. You know, of course, the question I asked again is, do that mean we get to reduce the budget? And the answer was no. And the second point was about security, and they felt that actually online voter registration in their opinion, was more secure than showing up in person. If you show up in person, you hand your driver's license and they allow you to register. If you do it online, you need your social security number, you need your date of birth, your current address, and your driver's license information. So there are a couple of additional security features to online voter registration.
I would make a recommendation in these days of electronic gurus and so forth. I think it's much easier for people. They can still do a dual, can't they? So the people that are not computer savvy can still go down and do it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah,
Is
the
that
old way
correct?
doesn't, no, nothing goes away, this is just an addition to.
I would make a motion that we would certainly support that. I mean, come on, we're the 21st century here, and why not make it easier for the voters?
Right, yeah, it gets more people to register to vote, that's what we need more than anything. So-
Okay, I will second.
All right, motion and a second to support the online voter registration. Requests were seen through the Secretary of State's office.
Yes.
Any questions?
That's what we do. We will construct a letter signed by all three of us and send it down
Are you
to.
doing a resolution, or are you doing a letter?
Just a letter. I think
Okay,
a
then I don't think we need a motion
We don't need a
for a
motion.
letter, okay.
All right, so we just all agree.
Ask the CCAO, which is more effective.
Okay,
I would assume the letter, but it's fine, but, okay.
I think that's what they asked us for, right? A letter?
Yeah, just some indication of approval.
All
All right,
that's all.
we'll get it
So
ready.
we don't need to vote, we all agree. All right, we'll move to, if there's no further old business. And to, I guess the old business will be anything on the Joint Justice Center, but since we have our executive session at 10:15 on that, we might possibly have some discussion after that
Yeah.
regarding it. Okay.
Yeah, we may.
So we'll move to the new business. We've got the Green River ordinance.
Excuse me a second. Is it possible when we go into executive session, I see that Judge Kelbley's here, who has certainly been instrumental on this Joint Justice Center.
I'm just here with the washed masses today. I come down to visit every once in a while. I have no agenda, no secret things to share with you. I just came to watch.
Like your company, and would it be appropriate for the judge to set it in an executive session, or would you?
I'm not gonna
only
be
want-
here for that. I just
Okay,
came down
I'm
to
not
say
gonna ask
hi.
you that.
He's gonna stay that long.
Yes. Hi, Your
Stand
Honor.
long. Good morning.
Okay, just
Okay. All right, then the Green River ordinance.
Freddie's
Bless
favorite
us with
topic.
this, what this is.
You wanna,
The
I'll just
short
get started?
version- short
Yeah,
This
we-
is the short version.
Fred had a request from a individual about the Green River ordinance. Looking it up and talking to Derek, the Green River ordinance has been given the common name in the United States to prohibit door-to-door solicitation. And it started in, which I just looked up real quick, the ordinance is named for the city of Green River, Wyoming in 1931, which was the first city to enact it. Basically, that if the entity, and it is only a municipality and township ordinance, this is not a county ordinance. So I think the individual that asked was from Clinton Township. Rhonda from the prosecutor's office is gonna contact Clinton Township to see if they have or will want to enact that. Pretty sure the city of Tiffin has that, and I think what they were requesting was signs or
Well, I don't think
assistance for some signs.
It's not a prohibition, it is,
To get a
You have
permit,
to get a
sorry,
permit,
yes, yep,
yes.
you're right,
so you
yep.
could do it if you've got permit.
Yes, you have to file for the permit to do door-to-door solicitation, yes.
Well, I
So
know
it's
the
up to the
signs,
individual levels, like
Yeah.
that would be up to the townships, it'd be up to the individual villages in their jurisdictions.
Rhonda says RC section 50594 allows townships to require the registrations of transient vendors. I have contacted Clinton Township regarding a resolution that has been passed in the township pursuant to the statute. She will update us further.
so it has been passed in Clinton Township?
She's checking on
The
that.
checking, okay. As far as the signs, but we have, it's posted at the, as you said, it's basically a municipality issue, and it's posted at the entrance of the town. If individuals want to have their own signs, they could go to any sign shop and have something made. I don't think that's something that the county or the city needs to, even upfront that cost.
No.
That's gonna be, it's more of an individual thing. If you want to post on your front door that this is a Green River ordinance and only accept people that have abided by that regulation.
Yep.
I don't think any further than that, it requires anything from the county there, other than,
So I'm assuming the person who asked is bothered by it or doesn't like,
Yeah,
or felt there was,
I'm not sure the gentleman you talked to, Fred, but he was
Yeah,
seeing
I
some
think what he-
solicitations without, you
Yeah.
know,
yeah,
even
I
when signs.
think his was concerned is that perhaps some shady characters could use that as an opportunity to come up, knock on your door, see that nobody's there, and then they could maybe break in later. So this way, by the city, not the county, the city enforcing the Green River ordinance and making people aware of it, then it may be less likely that people will come up and scope out your house to see if you're not there.
I assume they'd have some kind of a registration card.
They
or
have to have the,
something. Yeah.
I think they have to show an identification, the permit.
Yeah.
So if they want to post it individually on their house, then that's an expense they can go.
If the
through
township has
themselves.
the,
Yeah, yeah.
I think a person individually could probably say, please do not.
Yeah, they do, you do, you see it.
I would like to
Yeah.
know.
I would
be able to
suggest
respond
to
back
beware
to
of
them
dog sign.
That if Clinton Township does have it or not.
Okay, just have the dog.
And then my suggestion, if they don't, you may want to approach Clinton Township to see if they could adopt that.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Now, if you can apply that to phone calls, we'd have something there.
Yeah,
The,
no kidding.
continue with the other supplemental and appropriations that we have.
Okay, I have a supplement to the permit appropriations from the capital projects fund for 2015. We did this last month, but we needed to have budget commission increase the certificate before we could put this in. They've since then done that, so now we were putting the 400,000 into the Justice Center line in the capital projects fund. I have a resolution authorizing an appropriation adjustment within the capital projects fund 215. This is moving 25,000 from contingencies to jail. This is putting the money in place for that light upgrade project. I have a resolution approving the designation of the local area WIOA. This is what Kathy Oliver was in the other day. They've got a determination, and it's going to be all the 43 counties. So we had to process this resolution, so that's good news. I have a resolution authorizing the Seneca County Board of Commissioners to enter into a 2015 participation agreement with the County Risk Sharing Authority, CORSA. This is for our liability coverage and equipment, buildings, all that fun stuff. A resolution recommending the designation of the Emergency Planning Committee for Seneca County. They had their meeting about a month ago, and we need to. There was a few changes. Instead of being, they wanted to include Fostoria and the city of Tiffin, so they're going to have one designee for as a police chief, as fire chief. Before it was, for some reason, they just had city of Tiffin, but they want to include, make sure Fostoria has a say in this. So a few of those were changed. These will be effective August 16th, 2015 through August 15th, 2017. They only appoint the positions, so we don't have to, we appoint as a commissioner, so it's just internally between us which commissioner goes. One commissioner will have a vote, so. I have a resolution authorizing the amended lease between Board of Commissioners and the Seneca County Historical Society for the Seneca County Museum effective November 18th, 2014. We did include a line in the resolution because we agreed on it November 18th, 2014, but we had also said we were not going to bill them for the third and the fourth quarter. So the third quarter would have been like ending right when we were doing this, so we made sure we put in here that we were not going to bill them for the third quarter or the fourth quarter. I'm assuming that's what we agreed to. We listened to the tape again just to make sure that that's what you agreed on. We just didn't want that to be confused. I have a resolution authorizing the AT&T Managed Internet Service VoIP VIP Flexible Reach Agreement for services related to the video arraignment system on behalf of the Seneca County Sheriff's Department. I have a resolution authorizing the 2015-2016 technical specialized consulting agreement with Local Government Services LLC on behalf of Seneca County Auditor's Office, retroactive to May 1st, 2015. I also have the additional resolution establishing the Joint Justice Center Construction Fund, talking with the Auditor's Office. The request came in from Judge Shuff last week to put some funds in his account for initial drawings, and the auditor had requested that, you know, it's probably time that we create the fund, so that way we can start tracking all the funds for this. So we are establishing the Joint Justice Center Construction Fund. Funds will account for money from various loans, bonds, general fund, and possibly city funds. So that's what that's for.
And that's all of them?
That's all I have. Yep.
I've got a, well, I guess we do have a motion.
Sure, so moved.
Second.
Motion and a second to accept the resolutions and supplement things read. Question on the first one there, the appropriation for the capital projects, the 400,000.
Yes.
So is that's moving the money that we have already set in 215?
That was the additional 400,000 you wanted to do this year to move from the general fund to 215 for this project. But last month, because we didn't increase the certificate for Budget Commission, we just had to rescind it and then redo it after Budget Commission certified it. So this is the money you wanted.
So that's that we thought we moved already, but we hadn't.
Yes,
So
yep, we just had to wait till Budget Commission certified it, so
Okay.
they did, and so we can now do that. And then whenever you're ready, with this new fund created, we will actually move all of that 1,450,000 from 215 to the new Justice Center Fund.
Okay.
And how
So,
much money do we have in that fund now?
including this 400,000 will be the $1,450,000.
Nice little down payment on it.
Okay, we have a motion, a second. Any other comments or questions on any of them?
No, can you give us an update as to where we're at with the museum, Commissioner Stacy?
Yeah, we'll take the roll call on the resolutions.
Okay, very good.
Commissioner Kirschner?
Yes.
Commissioner Zoller?
Yes.
Commissioner Stacy?
Yes, all approved. Yeah. And on the museum, we got our second meeting of the museum task force group. That's starting to work through the process of reorganization and what we think the management operations of the museum should look like in the future, and that is set for June 17th. We just got that set yesterday, actually. It requested the director of the Wood County Historical Center and Museum, Dana Sergeant Nemeth, I believe, they asked if we could invite her to come over so they could pick her brain a little bit on how they went through a similar process years back before she was the director, but and how they operate, how they do a few things, because various questions came up, and I thought that would be very helpful to the group. So
Good job.
we'll be back together in June.
How about the structural issues with the building itself? I want to make sure we're not duplicating efforts here.
Yeah, do we find anything out
Fred, you
on?
talk to
I've asked a local contractor that said he would take a look at it.
Okay.
And again, when I went through this last year, I couldn't get anybody that would even want to tackle I say a small job, but it could turn into a big job. We don't know. So I will continue to stay. Now I've got somebody that will look at it.
Because if we had that, did not hear back from Roxanne on Friday, I forgot about that. She's going on training, Roxanne from Burris Regional Planning. But pending the list of potential projects for CDBG monies, and some other avenues for some monies for some of those projects, we might have the room to put a project in on the museum. But I told her if she knew that for sure to let me know. I didn't hear back from her on that. But I told her we would want to get obviously our things done and gathered up, because she would need that probably next
Well,
week.
I mean, my hope is that once we find out what the cost is, get an estimate, that we have the foundation, and that's part of their mission, from what I understand, is to help in the capitalization projects for the museum that they can
Right,
put some money in, and again, we don't know what the cost is.
Right,
So that's a
right.
tough one. I'm somewhat reluctant to use CDBG money on that, because we could be used elsewhere in the county, but
well, as I
yeah.
said, if she doesn't,
Yeah.
haven't gotten anything different than what she had, I mean, she's gotta rely on those people to put, those villages and areas to put in their
Yeah. Oh,
requests.
yeah. Now, CDBG, can that be a combination?
Yes.
It can. So it can be private, which the foundation could put money in, government money, CDBG to come together, is that?
I don't know if it requires a match necessarily, but it could be looked at in, ways we evaluate the projects to say that Woodlow, this project absolutely will not happen, they don't have a dime if they don't get all of it, or they'd still be able to move forward on this project because they would have, a third or half to put in, those
I
kinds of
think
things.
From what I know about CDBG applications, you get more points, it's more likely to get it approved, the more private sector money goes into it.
Really? I will stay on that so we can get an ultimate cost, because that's really where we stand at. Once we know that, we know what we're fighting.
Okay. Well, we are, that's our scheduled time, but we're gonna go into, or we've scheduled for an executive session for the purposes of contract negotiations. Is there any more wording on that I need? I'm looking to Brittany. I'm looking to Derek. Any more wording?
To meet with your attorney for legal advice.
There we go. Do I have a motion and a second to do so?
I have a motion that we go into executive session,
For what Derek said.
or what Derek said. To talk with our attorney to get legal advice on a contract negotiation.
Second.
And I have a second. Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Kirschner?
Yes.
Commissioner Zoller?
Yes.
Commissioner Stacy?
Yes, it's 10:22, and we'll go back to the back room. And we will have our
Public comment.
public comments after.